Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Saturday, December 17th, 2016 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is let the alchemy you are be what you do, or let the alchemy I am be what I do. And it's based on a Rumi verse that says, let the beauty you are be what you do. There are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. And this is such a cool day energetically to me, and it really is about allowing your inner gold, your inner fire, your inner light to come forth and be what you do. So we have the moon in Leo, and this moon in Leo is creating a grand trine in fire. We have the moon in Leo, we have Saturn and the sun, but this grand trine is particularly connected to Saturn in Sagittarius, and then we have Uranus and Ceres hanging out in Aries. So we have this grand trine. So picture that. All this fire energy, which is this action energy, it is inspiration energy coming up within and through you. But we also have going on at the same time a configuration in the chart called a kite, a kite. And so this is happening because Jupiter in Libra is directly sextiling both the moon in Leo and Saturn in Sagittarius, and then opposite Uranus in Aries. And so it's called a kite, but as I was looking at it before astrology head tuned on and just like inner child Mimi's looking at the chart, and I was like, ooh, it's like a bow and arrow being drawn back to shoot into this energy. And I was like, that's what it is. And then I'm like, oh, it's a kite. But to me, it's a bow and arrow. And I'm holding with that bow and arrow energy because where this bow is moving, it's moving between this Jupiter-Uranus energy, which is in opposition in Aries and Libra. But again, these things that are oppositions in the chart, they can either be that opposition where it's like pulling against and there's like a tug of war energy, or it's like this is a link. And how are these energies working together? And to me, these energies, all of these, this kite especially today, this bow and arrow that I see, especially with all this fire, is asking you to come into your self-love in a new way, to embrace your fire in a new way. Jupiter in Libra. You know, sometimes people want to, put the emphasis on relationships when it comes to Libra. But I do believe that all, outward relationships stem from what is going on within you. What's going on when it comes to your own self-love. And I love that this configuration, almost every single one of these planets, except for Uranus always has to be doing its own thing. They're all hanging out at 19 degrees, which is that energy of the 10, which is that energy of you're a 10, you're worth it, you're worth loving yourself, your light is worth being seen. And then there's Uranus over there doing its own thing at 20 degrees, which is that 2, which is a nurturing degree. So Uranus, as it finishes up its retrograde period in Aries, is like we're still going to be digging in and finding out who you are and nurturing this energy. And meanwhile, all of these other 10 energies, these 19-degree energies, are like, yes, you're worth it. Yes, you're worth this fire. Yes, you are this gold. You are this alchemical process of turning stardust that you are into diamonds and gold and bringing forth this light. So to me, that is what the astro is saying. And you may feel that fired up energy as these energies connect. But if we look at them and take them on that individual scale, the moon in Leo, lighting up the inner child, offering love to your inner child. That's where that foundation of you're a 10, you're worth it starts. Jupiter in Libra, holding that vibration of self-love, expanding that relationship that you have with yourself, and really being able to be real and find the beauty in yourself, find the talents within yourself, find those gifts and expanding them and being willing to bring them forward. Saturn in Sagittarius, looking at those old beliefs, these things that we've held as true, those people that have said things over our lifetime that maybe no longer serve us, that we have to release as a belief so that we can fully show up and expand who we are. And then that Uranus energy, which is like, liberate it, let's do it, let's see it, let's share it, let's show it. It's such a beautiful aspect, and I really do feel like it so is this bow and arrow, or a kite flying high, flowing in the breeze, or the bow and arrow being ready to shoot forth into your light. And speaking of light, here's this card that I have. The Queen of Fire, the sharing card, sharing your light, sharing your bounty. This is the other side. This is what you have a choice. These are your gifts. Are you going to share them and show them? Or do you want to hold them and just, keep them for you? It's up to you in this energy. This fire energy is coming up. It wants to be inspired. It wants to be creative. It wants to take the action. It is up to you to then love yourself enough to be able to put it out there in a way that feels in alignment with yourself. I also have the Lovers card, and I think, to me, this is like the self-love card for sure, but this could relate to the people that are around you, that are supporting your light, that are like, I see and reflect your light. I love your light. Please offer your light to the world. And I also have the Abundance card. So, really great cards in here if you were willing to step outside where you've been holding some of these jewels, some of these gifts, and be like, here I am. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. So it's a beautiful day, astrologically speaking, with these configurations. Now, I do want to mention that the day does begin with the moon opposite Venus. And so I talked about that yesterday. This is happening at 11 degrees. So this is a healing degree, but you may feel that opposition of like, I don't really know. Is this my community? Am I safe to share? You may feel some of those feelings coming up. If you're feeling that, go into your inner child, heal that part of your inner child that may have had some trauma when it comes to do with sharing with others, and be present for that part of yourself so that you are willing to shine your light. So, I felt Rumi was appropriate since I began with a Rumi poem, and I pulled such a great card, The Impossible Made Possible. And it says, love brings the sea into boiling and turns mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shudders the earth with its magnitude. And it says, we only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of heaven? No. So then why has not every impossible dream now been rendered possible, indeed manifest in shining glory upon the earth? The human heart knows everything envisioned can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear so much that it will not listen to the heart at times. That fear is a childlike nightmare that should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great creator you might find to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection. That may be that Venus-Moon opposition, coming up to be healed. And then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand, yet believed to be forts. But what strongholds can resist love? It is like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. And I feel that's the same of light as well. Light and water and love. So now you're being guided by this loving power to drop the doubt, shed the incredulity, and open up the mind. Allow your imagination to be inspired as though you are a child in a great garden, hearing the breath of the earth in the wind-whipped leaves and the voices of the ancestors in the birdsong. The universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path, your own unique divine destiny. Your mind will wonder if it's even possible. People around you will wonder the same thing, but your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. You'll want it with all of your soul. You may not even be consciously aware yet about what this great desire is, but your heart knows. It holds the secret knowledge, and all will unveil it when your mind can handle it. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty soul, like the sweetest, purest waters of blessing. So, I think that's really appropriate for this energy. Get into the imagination, get into the fantasy, get into the heart space energy, and let those arrows of fire rip and move forward and come and bring your light into the world. So, that's it for today. Book a reading if you want to dive in deeper. Use this juicy energy to light yourself up, because lighting yourself up will then transform into lighting others up. And I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.